And we are live! Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Variant Roles.
Sweet.
I'm your Dungeon Master, Sean, aka No Tweet Sean on Twitter. These are my lovely players. We are here tonight to play level 6 of Dungeon of the Mad Mage, the Lost Level. Guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Kate. You can find me on Twitter at KatesD8s, and you can find me on Twitch and Discord at Kates and D8s. And I'm playing the Aarakocra Druid, Relly.
All right. Chael, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Chael. You can find me on Twitter at Chael_not a mimic, because I'm totally not. And I'm going to be playing Divrin, the Drow Rogue. Complete jerk. Not really. He's a sweetie. You'll see. Just wait.
All right, Jesse.
My name is Jesse. You can find me on Twitter as @JesseNeon or on Twitch DMing whenever my Canadian internet allows me to do so at Pungeons and Dragons. It's twitch.tv/Pungeons and Dragons. And I'm going to be playing Ratbite, the unstable Noel Samurai.
All right, and last but not least, Dylan.
Hello, my name's Dylan. You can find me on Twitter as DH Dr. Holmes 94, the political dungeon master. I don't really stream on Twitch, and this is my first time streaming D&D.
Woo!
I'll be playing Beldroth the eccentric half drow paladin, and hopefully all goes well for us.
All right. Well, let's set the scene. So, the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, underneath Waterdeep, aka Under Mountain, is well known for adventurers to contain many treasures, known to be extremely dangerous and full of all sorts of nasty baddies and strange mysteries. The Mad Mage himself is very mysterious, very historically well known in sort of an infamous kind of way. And you guys have all banded together after meeting in the Yawning Portal to explore this fantastic underground realm. While you were exploring, you found a rather raw tunnel. It's been dug out rather quickly, from what you can tell. And it doesn't seem to be old in any way like the rest of the things you've been running into here. Pretty fresh. And very dark.
Like the Underdark.
Dun, dun, dun.
What do you do?
I peek my head in. It's really dark. I don't know if I want to go down there.
The dirt shifts
It's
under
just a
your feet.
cave. Well,
Well, we can't really turn back, can we?
no.
Ratbite would kind of stick his head in
So I say
the entrance of the cavern and sort of peer around. He's got dark vision, 60 feet. Do I see anything immediately?
You detect a very, very, very faint amount of light right at the edge of your vision.
Like at the far edge.
But the tunnel goes straight.
So Ratbite would see that and he would kind of pull his head back out and look towards the others and say, "The tunnel seems a rather straight line, though dangers I know not if we will find."
Well, if you think it's a good idea, I don't see why not.
I think we should do it.
I say we venture forth.
Agreed.
Who should lead our illustrious pack? I say armor up front and mages in back.
I have
see that
I have
well in the
armor.
dark.
I don't mind taking the lead.
I agree fodder should go up front while the important people are kept in the back. I'll take up the rear.
I didn't know your father was here.
Fodder. Useless
Oh.
party members. So if they get shot, it's not me taking it. Go ahead.
Ah, sounds like my father. I take the lead.
Okay. As you step into this tunnel, you can feel that you step off of a stone floor into this tunnel, and it's all loose dirt. And so as you step into it, your foot sinks a little bit, but it firms up underneath your feet as it compacts.
Okay.
Um, but while you're walking through it, you can definitely just feel the dirt shifting. This is not necessarily a super stable tunnel. Um, who
Okay.
all here has dark vision?
Let me check
Dark
real quick.
vision.
I'm pretty sure the drow does.
Yeah. Yeah, I have dark vision.
Okay. Okay. So your all three of you would notice that your bird-like friend does not seem to be able to see where the heck you're going.
Shall I cast dancing light into the tunnel for you, friend?
That would be very nice. Thank you.
Alright. I'll cast dancing lights into the tunnel as a cantrip.
Okay. As you cast dancing lights into the tunnel, 5 little orbs of light pop up and dance around. Um, the tunnel lighting up kind of reveals more color to it.
Hmm.
It seems to have little bits of like brown, um, like shiny copper brown spikies coming out of the dirt. They're not moving or anything, but there's just like little pieces of debris in it.
Okay.
And how far does the light of your orbs reach?
I can let me find out. They they each shine at 10 foot radius, and then I can cast them to 120 feet away.
Okay, so I assume you move them kind of down the tunnel.
Yes.
Okay, as you move them down the
Kind
tunnel
of
ahead of
make
you.
them like torchlight. Yeah.
Okay, when you send them ahead of you, you see that the tunnel uh, ends and comes back to like some sort of like stone-like structure. But the stone you previously were on was mostly like limestone, normal construction material. This seems almost like a metallic stone. It's very like
Oh.
shiny and glass-like. What you can tell is that the room ahead of you is very large and has like a dim light in it.
Okay.
A different air and change of floor. Knows anyone what this labyrinth is for?
I don't know. Did I ever tell you that I like your poetry? It's very good.
Can I make a perception check to see if there's anything to like note or uh, I guess learn or glean from these like shards of metal?
Sure. Make an investigation check for me.
Sure. That's a big old +0, so that's a 10.
Okay. You're as you reach out and touch one, you're able to pick it out, and it looks like maybe like a bristle of some kind. It has kind of a plasticky texture.
Hmm.
Perhaps something left behind by what made this tunnel.
Is this a hair or a tiny wire? Do any among you recognize this fiber? And I would hold it out to the group.
I'm gonna lean in close and I'm gonna take a look at it.
Okay. Make a nature check for me.
Oh, perfect. I have a +8 to nature.
What? A druid? No way.
Shocking.
Whoa.
And that will be a 24.
Fantastic. When you see this up close and get a good look at it with your eyes, now that you can see, it strikes terror into you, and the feathers on the back of your neck bristle because you know that this belongs to an Umber Hulk, a large, bumbling, giant, insectoid-like creature that's known to dazzle its prey and then eat it.
This is an Umber Hulk bristle. This is very bad. I do not like this at all.
Nonsense. My family raised those for pets.
Pets.
We should continue on.
Ratbite finds this hilarious. Just
That's a great laugh.
Love it. All right, as you guys enter the next room, slowly but surely, you see this large vaulted ceiling, this glass-like metallic tile. It is from floor to ceiling. Obviously, whatever this is, it was built extremely well. There are sconces along the wall, but nothing is lit. The chamber is very echoous. You see in the left corner, so it's how should I scale this? Probably like it's about 40 feet across by 50 feet wide. It has 3 wardrobes, you think? They're kind of smashed to pieces. Off in the left corner, there's like piles of clothes, etc. over there. On your right, there's like a small shimmer on the ground. And then, anybody want to make a perception check?
I'll do one.
I will.
I'll do a perception check. I have +9. Well, that gets me a 10, so whoopsie. Once again, the drow knows nothing.
Paying very close attention.
That will be a 15.
12.
What about Ratbite?
well, I wasn't gonna bother making one, but those are some pretty low rolls, and that's gonna be a 16 with a +0. So
All
I'll take that.
right.
Help us.
So,
Save us.
as a collective group, you also notice that in front of you, the stonework kind of forms somewhat of a doorway. It doesn't look like there's actually a door there, but there is like a change in the structure, the pattern structure of the stone. And along the edge of it, the main reason you notice it is because there's a giant claw mark along the right upper portion of it.
Can I try to smell it to see if I can tell if that was made by the same creature that left the hair behind?
Sure.
What kind of check would you like for that?
Let's do investigation.
Good. +0. That's a 2.
Maybe.
Divrin will probably go in and look around and see what he can find. So I could do an investigation check and pray it's not a 10 again.
I would say Ratbite thinks that the whole room smells like that thing.
Let's see, what do I get? I have a 24.
Okay. Yes, for sure. Yeah,
That's
It definitely
much
looks
better.
like one. Yeah, your Umber Hulk pets used to do this all the time. They'd mess up all your furniture. It's why you stopped raising them.
We ate them. We ate the Umber Hulks. They would always cause this sort of destruction. Terrible, terrible house pets. But our house was so large, we had plenty of room.
I mean, Umber Hulks are terrible in general. I can't imagine they'd be very good pets.
They're very good for digging.
I've
Yes.
never
But it
seen
doesn't
an
look
Umber
like they're
Hulk.
much
I'd
good for
test
much
my
else.
blades against their bulk.
I've flown over them before, but I've never fought one.
They always obeyed me. I never had any reason to fight them. Hulky was the best.
It's nice to know you've seen some mild. I suspect this one is wild.
He will be no
Wild.
match for me.
Probably not.
The bird is correct.
Enjoy the confidence.
I'm gonna die in this one.
Famous last words.
All right. Is there anything you guys want to do in this room?
I would like to go take a look at the smashed wardrobes.
Okay.
I want to see the shiny thing.
All right. Both of you make investigation checks.
That will be a 14.
Okay.
And 16 for me.
14, 16. Okay. So, what our lovely. How do you say your paladin's name?
Beldroff.
Beldroff. Beldroff. Well, Beldroff, what you see is that these wardrobes have been torn to pieces. There's splinters all over the place. You kind of have to hop over little bits of them. The ones you do step on just like splinter into even more smaller splinters underneath your armor. And as you kind of go through the rubble, you see that there are three robes. They're very long and dark, and they appear to be like some sort of like religious vestments.
I'd like to pick up one of the robes and inspect it a little bit closer.
Okay.
See if I recognize where they're from.
Okay. You don't see any symbols on it, strangely enough. But it is made of like a dark blue kind of lace. It's very finely crafted, and it has small blue stones just all throughout it. It looks very fancy.
Very fancy.
Could potentially be worth some money.
Okay, so I'll pick up the other two robes and kind of take them back to the rest of the party.
Okay. Now let's go to our Aarakocra. All right, Relly, right? Relly is looking around on the floor, and like any good bird, is great at finding shiny things.
I like them.
Yep. So what you see on the ground is a pendant. It has some black leather cord attached to it, and it's very like shiny silver in color. It is a mountain with what looks like a blue stone. It's an eye in the middle of it.
Do I recognize this symbol?
Yeah. Would you like to make a religion check?
I would. Not very good with religion, but it's fine. It's really fine because that's a natural 20.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
You were just
First
reading
one of the
about
night.
this. You were just reading about this. This is the symbol of Dumathawin. Dumathawin is the dwarven god of secrets. So if you are in a place of Dumathawin, you know that there's going to be lots of secret stuff, lots of treasure. Dumathawin was the hoarder of the gods, essentially. The gods would entrust him with all of their secret things, including information and treasures.
It's Dumathawin. That means lots of secrets. Lots of secrets means lots of shinies. And I will...
Perhaps we should explore more.
I care not for gods and cloth. They make poor trade and bitter broth.
I don't think we're going to eat them.
I do not think we are going to eat them either.
I don't think gods would make good broth either. Too chewy for my taste.
You are a strange fellow, Ratbite.
What was that, Kate? Couldn't hear you.
Oh, I was just saying, I mean, we could eat them if we really needed to, but maybe.
You hear a rumbling in the heavens. No. No. All right. So you kind of are getting a better idea of where you're at. You're potentially at a temple.
Ooh. Is there anything left that we haven't opened yet or explored so we can get more goodies?
It doesn't look like there's anything else that's like containing any other like loot in this room. However, there is that door-like structure in front of you.
Divern marches up to it and opens it.
Okay.
He wants more gold.
You just You just open it. It just
You,
opens. So
he
Good.
hopes.
when you push on it, it does indeed just shove open. So it looks like it's going to be extremely heavy, but as soon as you lay your hand on it, it just like whoop, like it's super thin and just swings on a pivot, and so you just fall forward.
Oh, it's not dignified of a drowned noble.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, bird.
Bird.
Closer.
Most often, when I open doors, I try to avoid falling on the floor. And then
No one
Ratbite would
asked your
extend a
opinion,
hand.
Mr. Ratbite.
Gets your feathers all dusty.
Just kind of chuckling in the background.
Yeah. So you sound like Bambi. Bird. um,
Bird.
okay, so it's dark in this hallway. Do you want to move your lights into it?
Yes, I'll move my lights into the next hallway.
Naturally, there's no windows or anything like that, and so it's very super dark in here. As you
Alright.
move forward, it's just a real short hallway, and you can see all along the walls. There's like scrapes, so you can tell that whatever that was went through here and like barely fit.
Mm.
Um, the next room you come into is all. Okay, well, yeah, you can tell because you have light. It's all white porcelain. So it's stark contrast to the last room. And there's 3 basins, really large basins, like garden tub size basins that are set into the floor. What else is in here? You can see along the walls there are some small cabinets or just like alcoves. They have brushes and small bottles with what look like maybe some oils, some viscous substances, along with rags that are hung on rings on the wall. You think maybe
Ugh.
this was like a bathing area?
A filthy dwarven bathing house.
Not bath. Oh, I miss
Disgusting.
baths.
This looks a
You-
place of cleaning water, but it may be where we are slaughtered. And Ratbite's going to take out his swords. He's on edge and he doesn't really like what's going on. So, like, the heckles on his back are kind of raising. He's sort of got a slow, constant growl, just looking around with the swords out.
I look over at Ratbite. I'm like, "You're a very negative person."
Is this the paladin?
Indeed.
and I walk up to one of the basins and take a closer look at it.
Okay.
Divrin pushes him in.
Nice.
What's in there?
Yeah. So, Beldroff, make a dex check.
Oh no. That
Laugh
will
at
be
me.
a 15.
Okay. And which basin did you come up to? The one on the right, the one in the middle, or the one in the left?
The one on the left.
Oh, good choice. So you fall.
Oh no.
you kind of like stumble forward and just kind of hop into this thing, and it just gives this dull thud, just boom. And it's just a tub. I mean, it's very clean. It's definitely been used recently.
Alright.
It doesn't have like a
Stay there until-
spout or anything. It looks like this would be filled from another room.
Okay.
When you get in the tub, though, you do notice something that you didn't see before, as you are now lower on the ground. Yeah. So along the right wall, one of the floor stones is missing. So like the kind of like floor molding would be in a house. It's just like there's a chunk of it just missing. So there's like a hole about yay big, that size of a brick.
Right.
I helped. What do you see?
Are you okay?
Well, it seems like this has been used recently, and one of the bricks is missing. So
Is
maybe
there anything
we
in the
find
hole?
one of those bricks. Um, That is a very good question. I would like to check.
You like to check what?
Oh, the hole where
hole,
the
okay.
missing brick is.
Did anyone else want to look around the room?
I want
Uh,
to look at the oils. Sorry.
Okay.
Nope, that's totally fine. Rat bite is it's his nature to kind of want to cluster up, sort of like a pack. So if someone is going to be going around looking at stuff, he's going to follow whoever that person is. So he's looks like he's going on an oil tour.
Okay. You said he was kind of paranoid. Would he be kind of like looking around the room?
Oh, absolutely. Smelling it, trying everything, peering into the darkness with his dark vision, at least to the best of his ability. He is expecting anything and everything. But I mean, he's also incredibly paranoid, so it's probably nothing, or it could be everything.
Okay. So I'm going to have Baldorf make a investigation, Relly make an investigation, and Ratbite make a perception check.
That is a 4.
While
That is
they're
a-
exploring, Divrin's like levitating and sort of looking over the other two basins.
Okay.
It's an 18 plus 4 for 22.
Nice.
21 for me.
All right. So when you look in the hole, you don't notice anything special about the hole. It's basically just a hole, but and it's not. I mean, yeah, you would still know this. It's not like dug out. It's definitely like someone took this out, and then when you look into it, there is definitely a hollow behind this. Like, so this wall is not a solid wall. And as you're looking, you hear whispers.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
Ratbite, as you're looking around, this entire room just smells like that thing that you guys have been following. And you look up, and when you look up onto the ceiling, a big glob goes onto your nose of saliva.
Ratbite immediately starts growling and falls into a low combat stance, blades out wide to either side, looking straight up, hopefully alerting other people to what he's doing just by the noise alone, if nothing else.
Relly, these are very fine bathing oils. Yeah, as a contrast, these are very fine bathing oils. You should probably take them with you. They're also extremely flammable.
I will take them all very delicately and I will put them in my bag. I can use them to preen with later.
So as you growl, Beldorf, you hear a low kind of like snicker.
It wasn't me.
Oh, so I get out of the basin and I look at the party. I'm like, there's whispering and cackling. It sounds like there's another rat bite behind there.
You have made some poorly
Like that.
choices if you too are hearing voices.
All right. Rabbi, you don't see anything above you, but something definitely just like slobbered on you.
And I can tell that it's slobber.
It feels like slobber.
A creature has drooled on my face. We should hasten from this place.
A creature drooled on you.
And with that, I pull out my mace.
I'll look up.
Right. I mean, you look up, you don't see anything. There's just darkness on the ceiling. Do you want to send your lights up there?
I was just about to say I would like to send one of my orbs of light up to the area where he was
Okay.
drooled upon.
Can I hold an action to evade and attack if something falls?
Sure, you can.
Now, Div has dark vision up to 120 feet. Is that far enough for him to see? He's probably about 3 feet off the ground already.
What's your passive perception?
Perception. I get a +9 when I do perception.
So 19.
Passive is 19.
All right, let's see. All right, so when you look up, it looks like the ceiling is moving. Like there's multiple things on the ceiling moving the ceiling itself. It's very rocky looking, but it's definitely moving around.
We need to wait on the lights. Do not shine light up here. Maybe he can levitate a little bit closer, like 3 feet 3 inches, to
Right.
get a better look. Can I cast? Can I do like investigation?
Well, it depends.
He's not do.
Beldroff, do you not shine your light up there, or do you shine it anyway?
I as soon as she says that, I hold the light.
Okay. All right. You want to levitate up there? Go ahead.
3 inches.
3 inches.
I'm not doing this again. I don't want to die. 3. Yeah, that's all. Wait.
You
What
still
was-
see the same.
All right, maybe another 3 inches and with like investigation or maybe a stealth. Ooh, stealth. I'm a rogue. Can I stealth levitate?
No. In open space? No, not really. If you want, you can get closer to it, but it just seems to be moving around. Like it's not moving toward you; it's just moving kind of like in a semicircular motion on the ceiling.
Is there a way to tell if this is just a singular entity or if it's multiple creatures on the ceiling?
To
Well, we
Divrin,
can't even see it, right?
No, you can't see it yet. To
Okay.
Divrin, it appears it is multiple creatures because it's moving in
Okay.
opposing directions.
Okay.
They appear to be moving in several directions. I believe there's more than one creature above us. I could fire my crossbow, but without knowing what they are, I do not believe that's such a wise idea.
My blades are drawn, my blood is warm. I say we tangle with this swarm.
I mean, I can throw some poison at them.
Screw it. I'm going to take my hand crossbow and fire it up because he would do that.
All right.
He would.
Okay. Roll initiative, everybody.
Bum, ba, bum, bum, ba, bum, bum.
Yay.
If we all die because I made an inspiring rhyme, I'm not sorry.
That's fine. I wouldn't want to go any other way.
Yeah, sorry, not
That
sorry.
is a 22 for initiative.
Woo! I got a 5 with my +2, so.
I got a 5 with my +3.
Oh!
All right. Which of you has the higher dex score?
I have a 3.
Mine's 15. The modifier's 2.
Okay. So, Druid first.
I got a 7 plus 2, so I'm sitting at 9.
Oh wait, who was the 22?
Me.
Ah, okay. Ooh, excuse me.
Beldroff.
All right, so Beldroff. Ratbot.
Beldroff.
Things that are gonna kill us.
Yeah, the thing.
Sorry, not sorry. I told you. Divrin's gonna get us all killed.
Say the things you didn't have to fight, but are going to fight anyway.
We could have just left.
If it has
Drow
stats, it can
pride.
die. No, I'm
Yes,
kidding.
it does.
Kidding.
It definitely has stats.
Drow
Alrighty.
pride.
This is gonna. Oh boy.
We are gonna die.
Oh,
We're gonna die.
and that's a 3 for initiative.
Ooh, maybe not.
Oh,
Actually,
man.
no. We're gonna die slowly.
So at least the DM goes last.
that helps.
That's always a good thing.
Oh, okay. Different since you are making an attack to start
Great.
this encounter, go ahead and make that attack, and then we will start initiative order.
Okay, so I roll a 10, and then does that hit? 10?
No.
Divrin needs a new profession. So
Go
Wait,
back
so what did you
to
roll on the die?
Raising Umber Hulks.
I rolled a 10.
On the die?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, you need to add your mods. So should be Dex and proficiency.
Proficiency +4, 14. 16 with dexterity. I forget those two every time. So 16.
There we go. That's better. You still missed.
Yes.
But anyway.
Hashtag good guy DM.
Oh.
Good job. You still missed. So
Such a good DM.
your bolt goes flying up, and you hear it clink off the ceiling, and all of a sudden, all you hear echoing within this chamber is, and you see 3 sets of eyes boop, 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 open up on the ceiling, and 2 of them immediately drop.
He's
For those of you who were listening to Relly earlier, you would know this. Umber Hulks have a particularly stunning gaze to them. So if you look into their eyes, you could potentially be at a disadvantage.
Ooh.
You would know this ahead of time, so you do have the option of not looking at them.
Different's gonna like levitate out of the way. He's look their
Can we look?
eyes.
Can we look at their body, just not their eyes, or is it if we look at their presence in general, it's just I am in love with you.
You could try like looking at the floor, like at
Okay.
the feet, or something like that.
Yeah.
As they drop, am I in range to use my held action to try to take a swing?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Um,
Cannot have attention. Go away.
Now, as a clarification, if I have multi-attack and I'm using a attack of opportunity, do I attack once or twice?
Once.
Once. Very well. That's a nat 20!
Woo!
All right.
Sweet.
So
Misses,
with a plus
sorry.
8 to hit, that's a 28.
Yeah, no, sorry, their armor's too high. Can't hit it.
Yikes. So that will have been with. So actually, I guess I should have specified. But when Ratbite draws his swords out, he has 2 different looking swords. The one in his left hand looks to be made by fragments of steel gathered and harvested from other swords, all held together with a sort of medium material in between, making it so that rather than a blade, it's more of a jagged sort of spike along the edges. The other blade is much more traditional in the sword sense that it's sharpened along the edge and has just a straightforward black guard, but the metal itself appears to have a sort of taint going on with it. So that attack, if I can, I would like to make that with the black sword.
Okay.
DM, the distinction, I guess you being aware of, so I will go ahead and roll that damage. Am I doubling the die or rolling it twice?
I would roll it twice.
Okay.
It's really up.
So 2d8 is going to be a 6 and a 4 for 10, plus 5 plus 1 for magic. So that's going to be 16 damage.
Okay, got it. So you reach out with the sword as it comes down, and you whack, like hit its leg. And you hit this tough carapace, and your blade kind of like embeds in it for a second, and it and looks down at you. Your sword kind of sticks in its carapace for a second. You wrench it free.
Good.
See.
Seeing that and seeing the creature bleed, Ratbite just starts to laugh.
Okay. It is Beldroff's turn.
So I'm going to charge at the closest one, looking down with my Morning Star, ready to swing at the first thing I come into contact with.
Okay. Roll an attack with
That way I can
disadvantage.
avoid the gaze.
Yep, roll an
That's
attack
fine.
with disadvantage.
All right. That is a 16 to hit.
That does not hit.
Oh, damn.
So you run forward and you try swinging at it, and the leg just definitely moves out of the way. Whoop, like back down.
Oh.
Now wait, you should
Like,
have
I'll get
another
you.
attack, shouldn't you?
Actually, yes, I believe. Yes, I do.
Do
So,
again. Do
Am I
it
rolling
again.
another attack at disadvantage?
Mhm.
Since I'm still looking at the ground. All right.
Unless you want to look up.
That is an
Actually, you know what?
17 to hit this time.
You're
Oh, go
right
ahead.
next to it, so you don't have to look up at it since it's so large. I'm gonna go ahead and say you can roll normal.
Okay. So that will be a 19 to hit then.
Okay, that does hit.
Oh, sweet. And that is going to be 8 damage
All right.
from my morning star.
You kind of into it, and you get like little, like spiky puncture marks in its leg. All right, it is Ratbite's turn.
So on Ratbite's turn, just as a kind of free action, I guess, he's going to bring the blade up to his mouth and lick the Umber Hulk blood off of it. And that's going to set him just laughing manically. He starts giggling very, very quietly. And this is basically him using his bonus action to enter his equivalent of a fighting spirit. So I'm going to gain 5 temporary health points,
Okay.
which I'm going to figure out how to put on right now. I've never done this on D&D Beyond. Do I just? Well, I guess I don't overheal.
We'll
Oh,
say-
perfect. Temp health right there.
There it
Bam.
is, yep.
So his laughter just winds up, and as it does, the spittle around his mouth starts to foam up until he looks like a rabid dog. But this foam has the color of the Umber Hulk's blood, like interspersed in between it, and he's just losing his absolute cookies. Just. And he's gonna rush at it and action surge to make 4 attacks against this thing, all
He
of
does
them
this
at
all the
advantage.
time.
So the first attack is gonna be a nat 20. I'm gonna move my camera just to prove it. Wham! So the first one's gonna be a 20. DM, should I roll all the attacks first? You know what? I'm gonna keep the camera there because I'm rolling a lot with advantage. That's just fishy. So then first one's a 20. Wow, there you go. The second one would be a 12. That's probably not gonna hit. The third one is another 20. What the hell is this?
Can I have your dice, please?
And then the fourth one is that's a 14 with a +8, so a 22. So 2 20s and a 22 will connect.
Yep.
That is my action surge spent. And then so for the 2 20s, that is 2d8s, and that will be alternating attacks. 1 crit with Shatter Spike, 1 crit with the Sword of Vengeance. If possible, I would like to try to have the chitin treated like I'm just trying to blow it up with Shatter Spike, but that's up to you, DM, to rule. The first crit is going to be 15 damage from Shatter Spike.
Okay.
The second one from the Sword of Vengeance will be 8 + 5, 13 damage. And then the one that was not a crit is, ouch. The one that's not a crit is only going to be 6.
Okay. So, this creature, as you just like beat the crud out of its legs, you eventually chop through them. And as it starts falling down, another set of arms goes down and holds it back up, and it just roars at you.
Ratbite would laugh back at it. I'm assuming now covered in its blood, which is ideal.
Oh, yeah. All right, Relly.
I really don't like this. This is really bad, you guys. I hate this a lot, and I am going to. Oh, I'm going to cast Wall of Fire, surrounding the one that Ratbite isn't attacking.
Okay, so the one that Beldroff is attacking.
Correct. Or actually, do you think I could create a wall in between my friends and the creatures?
I'm gonna say that would be very difficult because they're in contact with them.
Right.
You could isolate them with them, or you could potentially split the two from each other.
I'll split the two from each other. Let's do that. Um, Actually, I want to do the wall of fire behind them.
Okay.
And so the wall that has the damage, or the side that has the damage, is the one that's obviously facing the creatures.
Okay.
And then they have to make a save of 17 dexterity.
Why is that so hard? It's not nice. Okay. That's a hard save. That's a 1 and a 5. Great. No.
Nice.
Beautiful. They both take 5d8 fire damage.
Oh.
See, you have D6s. She has D8s.
Light 'em up, light 'em up, light 'em up, they're on fire.
On Oh.
That is a 7, a 6 is a 13, a 4 is a 17, and then another 4 is a 21, and another 4 is a 25.
Okay. 25 damage.
On both.
Ugh.
Yes.
Well, Ratbite, the one you were fighting is like looking toasty. Like he might be ready to eat soon.
Does he smell cooked? Like on a scale of 1 to ready to eat?
So the wounds that you have made on him are now cauterized.
Ooh.
So he's not bleeding on you anymore. However,
That seals the flavor in.
yeah,
Exactly.
his shell's looking real toasty, starting to get those nice brown marks around the edges of him.
The foam around Ratbite's mouth is now just like dripping off and like creating a small pool around where he's standing at the smell of this cooked meat.
The other one that Beldroff is attacking looks very annoyed by this fire, but is still okay.
Well, let's see if I can't do anything else about that. As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shillelagh on my sickle, and that I will end my turn there.
Okay. That'll work. Divrin.
How many of these creatures fell from the ceiling, and where are they?
2 of them have fallen from the ceiling. They are kind of catty-cornered. One in the leftmost corner of the room where Beldroff is. The other one a little more to the right where Ratbite's at.
Okay, and there we still have a ton on the ceiling. Do they?
There's
What
at
are they
least
doing? Do
one
they
more
notice?
on the ceiling.
Okay.
Do you want to
Divrin's
see?
go-
Do you want to look and see if there's any more?
No. Divrin's just gonna straight cast darkness on the ceiling.
Cast darkness on the ceiling. Okay.
Yeah. That way they can't see us, we can't see them, and no chance of us getting hurt. We can still hear, and Divrin can go up there if he needs to. So, do I just click the darkness and use button in my spells?
Oh, you don't have to. It's fine. I'll. No. So,
Sweet.
if you want, you can mark one of your slots.
Okay. I've not done this on D&D Beyond, so this
It's all good.
is...
It's not super important that you keep track of it on your sheet. It's just helpful. So anyway, you cast darkness on the ceiling. Okay. So the ceiling is even more dark than it was before. Now no one can
You can't
up
see
there.
through it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that's done. Can I still attack with my crossbow? I don't remember what happens when you use a spell. No,
You've used your
okay.
action to cast a spell.
Okay. He's just sort of chilling in midair then.
Do you want to move anywhere in particular?
Maybe he's just gonna go a little bit further back, closer to the bird. his friend the bird, who has a lot of fancy spells.
Let's do that. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Once you cast that darkness up there, and it's just cloud goes over our friend upstairs. The 2 Umber Hulks, they look really annoyed. Really annoyed. They're on fire. There's people laughing at them. They're bleeding everywhere. It's awful. So what they're gonna do is the one that is being attacked by rat bite is going to stick its face right in his and look at him.
Ooh.
Oh. I'll show us, son.
And rat bite, I need you to make a DC 15 charisma save.
Ooh, come on, +2. That's an 8 +2. That's gonna be a 10 from me.
All right. Rat bite is currently incapacitated, and I would need you to roll a D8.
Okay, yeah, D8. Sorry, I was just looking at my sword of nonsense. I got a 6 on that one.
All right. So what that means is that on your next turn, you're going to take no action, but you do get to move in a random direction.
Good.
So you're going to
Random
move
direction is best direction.
away from your opponent. Let's see. All right. And then he is going to attack you.
Attack me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good. Good.
Good. He reaches out with one of his many claws, and that is going to be a 23 to hit you. I assume that hits.
That does. And go ahead and tell me some damage here, DM.
That is going to be 13 slashing damage.
Alrighty.
As he kind of gets a small hold on you, he bites out at you, his mandibles. You hear this snap as he tries to snap down on your head. That's going to be a 15 to hit.
15 does not hit.
Awesome. So it just kind of right above your head, just catches like the bristles of your ears.
May I make my wisdom saving throw for my sword of vengeance?
Sure.
That is a 12 +2 for 14, which means I fail my wisdom saving throw, which essentially to the outside world looks like very much nothing except for Ratbite's constant chuckling and laughter and giggling ceases for a moment. And inside his head, a head already filled with voices, everything goes very, very quiet for just a moment. And a deep voice from through the sword speaks into his mind and says, "Well, now, we can't let that go unpunished, can we?" So Ratbite is now under the sway of the Sword of Vengeance, and I must attack the creature that damaged me until it drops to 0 hit points. DM, your ruling on whether or not this cursed sword will overrule the Umber Hulk's nonsense.
It will not. You're currently incapacitated. So you want to attack it, but you cannot at the moment. So
Sounds good.
the other Umber Hulk is obviously very ticked, but has a nice juicy target in front of it, and it's hungry.
Oh no.
So he's going to look down at you and try to force his face in front of you as well. Please make a charisma save for me.
Oh, charisma. Oh no. That is going to be a 16.
All right, so you save.
Oh, thank God.
So it looks at you, but you're just able to kind of, no, I'm okay. And it swipes at you with its claw. That's going to be a 17.
Does not hit.
All right. And then it's going to bite at you. And that's going to be a 19.
That does hit.
Okay. That is going to be a whopping 11. What type of damage is that? Fun damage. Slashing damage. All right. You hear one more, thud come behind the wall that the one in front of Baldroff is in front of. So it's Umber Hulk, Firewall, another one drops down.
Okay.
And then it's going to be Baldroff's turn.
I would like to smack the one in front of me with my Morning Star again.
All right.
That is going to be a 14 to hit.
Right. Are you smiting, O mighty smiter?
I was attempting to smite.
Let's see. 14 is going to be miss.
Okay. And then as a bonus action, I would like to cast Thunder Smite on myself
Okay.
at first level.
Awesome. You do get another attack.
Okay. And that is going to be an 18 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay, so it's going to be the 1d8 plus 2d6 damage.
Thunder. Ah.
Thunder.
Exactly.
That's going to be 10 damage from Thunder Smite and my Morning Star.
All right. And that's thunder damage and the morning star damage all put together, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's all the damage put together.
Cool. Does it push him or anything like that? Can't remember.
It must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed back 10 feet away from you and knocked prone.
Right into that wall. Fun.
Yes.
Good thing it's good at strength saves.
Ah, damn.
What's the DC?
It's going to be a DC of 12.
12? Okay, it does make that DC. So as you try to push it, it braces itself with its other arms. All right. And rat bite.
So I guess on my turn, all I can do is move away. So I will try to move towards my companions in the rear. Can I speak or am I like glamored?
You cannot speak. Nope, you are. Nope. You're
Okay.
completely incapacitated otherwise.
And does this continue to last or is this just the end of the turn?
You may make another save against it.
That is going to be a 16 plus 0. So that's just a 16.
That'll save.
Oh, that'll do, I guess.
So you move away, you wake up.
And that'll be my turn then.
Okay. Relay.
Excellent. So there are two. You have the new Umber Hulk that just dropped down, plus another one kind of next to it, close to it.
Mm.
Perfect. I'm going to drop concentration on Wall of Fire, and instead I just go, oh, no, we can't have that, and I'm going to cast Erupting Earth.
Okay.
And
what's the flavor of how you cast this?
My wings kind of twitter. I'm still bristled. I'm still a little agitated because these are Umber Hulks. These things are dangerous and I don't like them. And we're suddenly fighting 3. So I'm just like, no. Stay down. And my claws kind of dig into the earth. And I kind of go on all fours just for a second. My wings kind of brush out behind me. And where those two Umber Hulks are, just a fountain of earth erupts.
Awesome. All right. What do I need to do?
You need to roll a dexterity 17.
Again with the dexterity saves.
They're very strong, but they're not very fast.
Don't you have other things I can save against? Okay.
No.
No. All right. New guy saves. However, the one that is fighting Beldroff does not.
Okay. Let's see. So it's 3d12 full damage. So
That sounds
Listen.
fun.
I came prepared. I was ready. 3d12.
Totally ready for this, guys. Where's my D12? D12.
So that's an 11, an 8 is a 19, plus a 5 is a 24.
Pretty good roll.
And then the one that saved takes half that, so 12.
Okay, so 24 and 12. Got it.
And the ground in that area becomes difficult terrain.
Oh, great. Okay. No plans for escape now.
Nope.
Alrighty. Do. Okay. Fun times. Divrin.
Okay, so we still have 2 of the Umber Hulks. They're still kicking.
There's three.
Oh.
One of them looks like it might be almost done. Literally, almost done.
Okay. I am. Divrin is going to aim for that one with his hand crossbow.
Okay, so that's the one that
The one
right
that's
was
almost hit.
attacking.
Yes. So 6, 12. So 12.
12 to hit.
Right. Yeah. No. Won't hit.
What'd you roll on the die?
6.
Okay, that's a miss.
So then my initiative. I need a new job.
So it just kind of like goes, looks like it's gonna hit, and then just goes by and just barely like wisps one of his antennae.
I need a new job.
Did you want to do anything else?
Is there anything he can hide behind? In this
You might be
room?
able to hide in one of the basins, like down low.
Let's. Yeah, he's gonna try that. He's gonna try to hide in one of the basins so that he can try to get a sneak attack and a little bit closer, and maybe stop missing before he gets fired.
Before
I
he
hear
gets
that's
fired.
ideal.
Literally fired. Got this druid.
Before he gets
firewalls.
fired, literally.
Yeah. Okay. You're not next to any of them, so you certainly can move into one of the basins and attempt to hide.
Okay.
So roll you a stealth check.
Oh, good. These are my favorites.
Oh, goody.
3, so stealth. I got a 3 on the dice, but I have a plus 10, so 13.
All right.
Do I add proficiency or anything with that?
You should be proficient because you're a rogue, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's just my plus 10.
Okay. Alright, good to know. Okay.
All right, you're creeping me out.
You feel hidden. I mean, it's kind of an awkward hiding place, but I mean, you feel like should be able to see you. So. Good.
I feel very protected in this bathtub.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like an ostrich with his head in the ground?
Bathtubs are safe.
You look like a member of InSync.
Stupid. Rat bite, you're fired.
All right, Umberhulk's turn. So, one that is by rat bite. He's going to go ahead. It's the same guy he's fighting, so he's just going to move up to you.
Okay, and I'm beside the bird, so I guess it's now over around here. How far away, just out of curiosity, how far away am I from the basin, and did I see our illustrious guide hop in there?
You're not very far from it, and yes, you certainly did.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah, based on your passive perception, yes, you can currently see your guide going.
Good.
Okay, so the Umberhulk's going to move forward. It's going to try to look at you again. Obviously, you've had a moment to realize that that's a bad thing. Do you wish to avert your eyes?
I'd like to try to.
You may. I mean, you just
rather
can.
than avert my eyes, I would just shut them. I mean, I've got a nose, I've got a snout. I feel like I would be able to still kind of make do without having to literally shield my eyes.
Okay, so you just shut your eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And giggle a lot.
It starts rising up in you again. Yeah. All right, it's going to swing out with its claw at you for 17.
17 is exactly my AC.
All right. That's going to be 8 slashing damage. And then it's going to forcibly put its head down toward you and try to bite down. Yum yum food. That's a 1. So it badly misses. It bites right next to you. You feel its mandible kind of whoosh go by you with your eyes closed.
I lick it on the way back up.
All right. There are now 2 by Bildra. So
Oh,
Beldroff, you
damn
have
it.
you have yet another opponent, but it is blocked off by the firewall. So it
No,
tries to.
no,
Oh no,
firewall's
no,
no longer
firewall's gone.
active.
You're right.
I
Never mind.
dropped it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
It
that's
is-
right. You are doomed.
Oh, that's right. You are going to die. Sorry.
Oh no.
You're
It
in
is-
so much trouble.
Close enough to move through the difficult terrain to you. And so both of them are going to attack at you. This is going to be fun, quote unquote.
Come on, bad dice rolls.
Stop doing that. It's working. That's, okay, so that's going to be. Does a 17 hit you?
It does not.
Okay, so that's going to be 2 hits. One with the claw of one and the mandible of another. So that's going to be a grand total of 24 damage.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Nom nom nom. When it bites you, you notice that its jaws are particularly strong. Way stronger than its claws.
Hmm.
Hint, hint. And that's the Umber Hulk's turn. It is now Beldroff's turn to retaliate.
All right, so I would like to back up to my other companions and switch out my Morning Star for a javelin.
Okay. You want to back away from him?
Yes, I'd like to back away.
Okay, they're going to make opportunity attacks against you. Ooh. Oh no. Okay. Those both hit.
Oh, that's never good.
Oh. Okay. They weren't as nice to you this time. So that's going to be both of them 24 more slashing damage.
Oh man.
But you are
Angry
successful
bugs.
at pulling out your javelin as they like slash into your armor.
And
Which-
then
which
I
one
believe
do you-
that's all I can do for now.
You can certainly attack them.
Okay. I would like to yeet my javelin at the one closest to me.
These bugs suck. Yeet.
May you not be yeeted, my brother.
All right.
The Lord yeeteth and the Lord yoinketh away.
Lo, and they were yoked.
Yote. All right. Yeet.
Nat 20 for the
All right.
javelin.
Nice.
Wee.
And then we're doubling dice, correct?
Yes. You may double dice
Okay.
or roll twice. I am not picky.
Okay. So that is going to be 12 points of damage.
All right.
At the one closest to me.
That one is looking mighty haggard. That javelin kind of sticks into its shoulder, locking it in place, and its like main hurt you arm, and it tries to move it. It's like breaking its own chitin. They're pretty savage boogers. You do still have another attack action.
I would like to yeet yet another javelin at the one that I just attacked.
That's fine.
Does an 18 hit?
It do.
That's going to be 3 points of damage to the one.
Ow! That one's a little less effective. It kind of just digs into it, and it's like, kind of like you poked someone with a pencil. Like, ow.
Ouch, Charlie, that really hurt.
Yeah, exactly. That really
Charlie
hurt.
bit me.
All of a sudden, it can speak common because that really hurt.
For some reason, it has an English accent.
Yeah. Robert, did you see what he did to me? No. All right. It is now Ratbite's turn.
Still feeling compelled by the Blade of Vengeance, Ratbite is going to sink into that warrior spirit once again and just go completely manic. His eyes go wide and then kind of roll up into the back of his head as the giggling starts up again. And he's gonna lunge and try to attack that one that he is compelled to do so, the one that, eyed him. Oh, actually, I guess I don't really need to lunge, just right in front of me.
It is. It's right in front of you now.
That is going to be a 13 plus 8 for 21.
That will hit.
Okay, so that is going to be... actually, before I roll damage, I would like to use my superiority die from my martial adept feat to roll a d6 and add it to the damage and use the menacing attack. So if this doesn't kill it, I want it to be terrified of me.
Okay.
So that's going to be a 6 extra damage on that. Plus 8 for the d8, plus 5. So that's literally the most damage I can do for a menacing attack. So that is 14. That's 19 damage.
Man,
And
if only you had. Yeah, no, that definitely ends it. How do you wanna?
Good.
How do you wanna kill this thing?
Ratbite is compelled to feed this thing to the Sword of Vengeance right now because it wronged him. So he is just going to lunge at it and basically bound up its back like a dog climbing a hill, leap up into the air and just laughing the entire time, tongue flapping out in the air behind him like a trail of spittle. Going even further behind that, the swords just come in and one into both of the eyes, and then he pulls them out forward through the skull for good measure, and then licks the blade again. Now,
A rather
if that one was, well, thank you. If that one was right in front of me, I still have my movement. Can I get into range to use my other attack on the other one?
I don't see why not.
Excellent. What I would like to also do is again use use my other superiority die for the martial adept. We'll see if this actually works or not, though. But I'm not even rolling d20s. That's d20s. 8 and 12, so 12 plus 8 is 20. Dirty 20, not nat.
Yep, that'll hit.
And then d6 and d8, the actual right dice to roll this time. So that is going to be 4 on the d8, 3 on the d6, plus 5. So that's going to be a total of, I can do math, that's 12 damage.
12 damage. All
Wait.
right.
7 plus, yeah, that's 12 damage. That's how math works. I can do math real good.
The DM player's worst enemy.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you just like climb up on that back, stab and pull the eyes out, and then you like hop into this difficult terrain, this ruptured earth, and stab into the next one. You just look like you're going into somewhat of a frenzy. It's actually making me think of like a more aggressive form of that dog from Balto. Well, it's like,
I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah.
The only vaccine is death.
yeah.
If this guy is still alive, it needs to make a saving throw against my menacing attack, which is a wisdom saving throw with a DC of 16. Otherwise, it is scared of me.
Scared. What their wisdom? They wise. They not wise. It does save.
Dang, it was worth a shot.
Yeah. When you attack it, kind of looks at you for a second. It's like, what the? Oh, that's just a dog.
Ratbite would take a minute to like luxuriously lick the blood of its fallen companion off the blades and stare at the creature. And then that would be the end of my turn.
It's a good intimidation tactic. Really?
Okay. So there is one left or two? Two? Okay. I am... No, I'm going to go over to... Is it Dilbroth? Is that right?
Beldroth.
Beldroth. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I will go over to Beldroth and just say, oh, hold still. You don't look very good. And I will cast Healing Word at 2nd level as a bonus action. So you get 2d4 plus 5, a 4, and a 2. So 6 plus 5, you get 11 hit points back. It's not a lot, sorry.
A lot better than I was at.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will look at whichever Umbra Hulk looks more damaged, and I will cast Blight on it.
You can't do that, sadly. Can't. Once you've cast a spell, even if it's a bonus action, you can.
Oh,
cast
that's
another
right.
one. Yep.
Dang it.
Unless it's a
I forgot about that.
cantrip, like you did before.
Right. Okay, that's fine.
You could attack it with your sickle.
I can attack it with my sickle. I'm in melee with one, right?
No,
it died.
You came up to Beldroff. You would be able to get to melee with one because it's right on the edge of that difficult terrain.
Is it within 10 feet of me?
Yeah,
Then I will cast Poison Spray, which is a cantrip at it.
that'll work.
It's probably going to make it. It has to make a Constitution 17 save.
Jeez.
Don't be so sure. Yeah, it doesn't. It's you spray this cloud in its face, and
Then it takes 2d12 damage. 9 and an 11. So that's 20 points of damage.
So yeah, you do that, and when you do, it kind of like tries to look at you, and you spray this big cloud in its face to block its eyes, and it just like all soaks it in through its skin, and you see these like green vein-like trails form along its face, and its face turns black, and its head goes and like detaches from its body, and the whole body falls back.
I hate the bugs. That'll be the
Literally
end of my turn.
Bug spray.
Yep.
The legs like crump up. Okay, Divrin. Hiding in the bathtub.
Okay. I was about to say, I'm hiding in a bathtub, yo. All right. He is going to attack, hopefully, with his crossbow again.
This time with advantage.
I was about to say, this time I think I get advantage because I'm hiding in a bathtub. Oh, yeah. All right, so we're gonna roll my pretty funfetti dice here and hope that gets me
Oh,
something
that's
good.
an awesome dice.
Filled
That's
with
cool.
confetti, guys. I love it.
Party die.
Woo! All right, so 13 plus. Do I add proficiency or initiative again?
No,
I do.
initiative. Dex. Yeah. Dex. Dex and proficiency.
Dex proficiency. So 13. I can't math.
I'm trying.
So 19. I'm trying. So 19.
Yes, you hit.
Yes, finally. For the crossbow, what is it? 1d6 times 2. It's the funfetti dice. That's what I should have been using all along.
You also get to use your awesome sneak attack dice.
Yes. So the first one was a 6. And the second one was a 2.
Okay.
Then, so I add the plus 6, so 14 damage, is that right?
You should be rolling more dice than that.
2d6.
Plus your crossbow's d6, right?
Yeah, the 2d6 was for the crossbow.
Oh, okay. Well, then you also need to add your sneak attack damage.
I'm not very proficient with D&D Beyond, so I gotta figure out where that was.
It's all
Where
good.
is my sneak attack efficiency?
I got you, fam.
Woo! Thanks! Thanks, fam! I'll share my bathtub with you. Divrin will share his bathtub with you.
So, at 9th level, you have 5d6 sneak attack. So add 5d6 more.
So much damage.
Jeez.
Okay, that's awesome. Because what are we at? 12 or 14 already?
Mhm.
16.
This is where rogues do their thing.
So we're at 22. 25. 6. And final roll. 28.
Right. That's more like it. That sounds more roguey.
Yeah. Finally, Divern is good for something.
So you sink that crossbow bolt into that Umber Hulk, and it buries all the way in. You don't even see it anymore. It just makes like it punches a hole in it. And it just starts leaking out this greenish, bright fluorescent fluid, like you've tapped a keg. And now it is the Umber Hulk turn. So there's only one left.
Yay!
It's going to reach out. Has finally put it together that this bird thing is hurting him somehow. And he's going to reach out and touch you. So that's
I
gonna
don't
be
like bugs.
21
It hits.
and a natural 20.
Also
Bugs
hits.
don't like you.
Apparently,
Bugs do not like birds. Birds eat them
No.
usually.
yes.
Let's see. That's going to be
In the Underdark, bugs smash you.
Yeah. Okay. 8. And then it's going to be 29 damage total.
Ugh.
All slashing.
Okay.
As it beats you senseless about and feathers fly off of you.
Ow.
Ouch. Beldrov.
So did it move any, or is it still just right in front of me?
It's still right in front of you. It just kind of reached around you and was like, hey, look, something squishier.
Okay. So I'm going to hit one of its claws as hard as I can with one of my javelins.
Okay.
I am assuming that a 10 does not hit.
It does not.
One could hope.
So
And then I would like to use
ahead.
my second attack as well.
Cool.
19 to hit.
He winds up again. And it's a strike.
And that is 8 total points of damage from my javelin.
Ow. Okay. It did not like that. So your javelin's kind of like buried deep into it, and it like turns its big head toward you, and those glowy kind of like mesmerizing eyes move closer in your direction. Rat bite. You have its back.
I have its back. Will I have
Facing away from
advantage? Like, is it? Oh my God, what's the word? Flanking. There we go.
Flanking. I will allow flanking in this case. Yes.
Cool. In that case, if I already have advantage, rather than going into the fighting spirit, Ratbite, seeing this giant insect torso and abdomen in front of him, is just going to try to go to town. In his mind's eye, he sees himself just cutting his way in and through the Umber Hulk, trying to come out the other side of it, and that's what he's intending to do. So he is going to start laughing. And first attack is going to be a 14 plus 8 to hit for 22.
It hits.
Second attack will be an 18 plus 8 for 26. And then I would like to use my bonus action to, because I have dual weapon fighting, I would like to make my bonus action, use my bonus action to make a third attack.
Okay.
And that is a 19 plus 8 for 27.
You're very intent on attacking this thing.
I want to dig a hole from the butt to the mouth. That's my goal here. So let me get some extra. I'm just gonna grab one more D8 and I'll do all this together. If I can just find another D8. Never mind the rattling. Here we go. 6 plus 7 is 13, plus 6 is 19, plus 3 times 5, 15. So that's going to be a 34-point damage total.
Oh yeah, so tasty.
Wow.
All right. Hey, calm down. Sorry, cat attack. Get out of here.
Oh, okay.
Meow.
He's mad at me.
Meow.
All right. So with 34 damage,
Excuse me.
you are successful in getting all your blades completely through it. Okay. And it starts separating. How do you want to end it?
Exactly as described. The blades come in at one point, like when he sees an opening, he flips his grip on the blades and plunges them in, pulls them apart so that there's like an exposed area into the chitin and like the gooey nonsense beyond, and he just starts like shoving the swords in there as deep as he can while slowly like getting himself in up to the elbow, then up to the torso, just manically. There's like goo flying everywhere and little bits of chitin, and he is just, all of his fur is now matted down with this phosphorescent green stuff. And even as the thing like falls and collapses into a heap, he's just still going to town and having the time of his life.
He loves that warm, gooey center.
Mm.
It's like a Tootsie Pop.
How many bites did it take?
It took this many attacks. Yeah. All right. There is a giant pile of oozy, goopy flesh all along the floor as these three gigantic creatures have been downed by you. You don't hear any other movement up above you. The darkness from the ceiling has faded. And you're left in this echoous room. And the silence is deafening.
I think we should leave. He
I
says
want to
from his
take a
bathtub.
bath.
No.
Yeah, you're covered in goo now.
I was like, Ratbite definitely needs one.
Ratbite is still just hacking away, having the time of his life.
I think it's
You
dead.
remind me of
rat
the
bites.
the midget psychos.
Oh, we lost you for a sec there, Dylan.
Yeah, I heard that. It got a little bit robotic, but yeah, Borderlands reference, very valid. Or comparison, I should say. One of the two. Maybe both. I don't know.
Looking good. All right. So,
Eventually, he would get bored of it. And I mean, like, eventually. And then he would kind of clamber out of the goo and go towards the cooked one and try to, like, rip off a hunk of leg and start chewing it.
you find it pretty easy to remove. It's well done.
How does it taste?
A bit like dirt. Oh, uh-oh. There he goes.
Uh-oh.
Here he is.
Oh, it's storming again where I'm at, so
Well, no big
my
deal. We
Wi-Fi
can
is
hear you
being
now.
rather. That's good, at least.
Yep.
I was like, oh no. Last time it stormed like this, a tower got knocked out. So
It tastes
No.
like really dirty crab.
If it's filling, then he's just gonna literally eat until he's not hungry anymore.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's lots of meat here, so I mean, you probably get done with like a leg, and you're like, "Whew, this is a lot."
In that case, I'll try to rip off another segment of leg and just like shove it into my backpack so I have a snack for later.
Oh, yeah.
I will also take some of it and put it in my bag.
Different will take some. Might need that later.
yeah, Beldroff
Dinner.
will also take some.
Okay, I need everyone to make a perception check.
That's a 2. I'm really, really involved in this whole bug meat thing right now.
That is a 14.
Natural
So-
one.
Ooh.
Even better.
19.
Okay, Divrin,
There we go.
you do notice that the funky wall that Valdroff was looking at earlier, you know, as you're looking around, you notice there's no way out of here. The funky wall that he was looking at with the little like hole at the bottom, it doesn't seem to have any spatter on it. The rest of this place is covered in bug goo, but that wall is clean.
Interesting. I don't suppose any of you have noticed, with all the blood goo bath that we've had, in the bathtub, there's no splatter. Perhaps we should look at that a little more closely.
I do not know what you mean. Is all not all that it seems?
No, it is not.
Radbite would have the sword of vengeance sheathed, but he'll keep Shatterspike in his hand. Can he go up towards the wall and just try to hit it with Shatterspike to see what happens?
Of course he can.
The wall, cool. The wall being an object, I assume / hope. Do I roll for it or do I get the auto crit since it's an object?
I want you to roll an attack for me.
That is a natural 1
Oh,
plus 8 for 9.
So he swings kind of wildly out at it, like, and as you do it, your blade goes, whoop, just phases right through the wall, and the wall kind of flickers for a second, and then you bring it back.
I have seen magic such as this. There is no wall. It does not exist.
Oh, it's an illusion then. Well, that's good. Can you see through it?
It does start to kind of dim once you realize it's an illusion. You kind of go, and see through it a little bit, like looking through fog. Beyond it, you see like a large, dimly lit room. But you can't really. It's so large you can't really see like what's in it. It's just like this big open space.
Should we try to go through it? It seems to be the only way to get out of this room.
If I can't
There's-
take a bath, might as well.
There's nothing here that's not dismembered. I see nothing else for us to do but enter.
I mean, do you want to take a bath? You do have water on you. And some fancy oils now.
No, I'll wait.
Ratbite's just gonna do the shaggy dog shake off and just splatter it everywhere. If anybody's nearby, they get like a good coating of it, and he doesn't even think about it or care.
That was like the most frowny face I've ever seen.
Divrin doesn't like goo.
All right. As you guys move through the wall, you just kind of whoomp, cross over, and it's obvious as you go through it that this was just an opening, an open entrance into this huge room that you're in. Divrin, you can see because the distance on your dark vision is so far. You can see that there are some large pillars. They're almost like obelisks. They have like a dim glow to them and provide dim light in like a 20-foot radius around them. And you can see beyond them, it looks like there's like steps going up to some sort of like staging area.
Okay, can I roll for investigation? See what he sees?
Sure, if you want to move up. What are you investigating?
To see what exactly is in this room. Was there
Okay.
what?
I would suggest instead to move up closer so you can see more, and then just make a perception check.
Okay, then let's do that and perception. Give me something good. Oh, a 19. Oh, 28 total.
Oof.
So, is there anything I don't know about this room?
Well, this room. Let's start from the top. Okay. No.
Here's the middle name of the person who built it. Here's his
Yeah.
daughter's name and the kid she played with at school.
Okay, so this is definitely a room like where people would come to pray. It is somewhat of a shrine. You can tell that the floor is well worn This is definitely a gathering place for everybody. It's like a common room. On the like upper like raised area, there is a large shrine that has the same symbol that Relly found on the necklace. It's a large mountain with a blue eye in the middle of it. Around it are like some small statues of dwarven warriors. There's a few censers. What else? Along the floor, right around this area, there's like some candlesticks that are strewn about on the floor and cracked. There's some orbs. There's like about 5 orbs that are all like half smashed on the floor. Lots of pieces of glass, and hung on like little staves, kind of coming up out of the ground. So I guess poles, you could say, are these black helmets. They're really large. They're kind of like a Spartan style.
What do you make of these helmets? These don't seem to be anything I've seen before.
If anybody wants to make a religion check, you can possibly figure out what they are.
I can't see it, so I won't make a check.
Wait, is it in the dark?
It is in the dark, but I mean, I'm assuming that you move up if you want to.
Yeah, I would move that.
Tell us, elves, what do you see? Report back to the bird and me.
There's helmets, black helmets.
Black helmets. Let me take a look.
And I rolled a 15 plus 4 is a 19 on a religion check.
Okay.
And I rolled a 2 plus 4 for 6. So I'm really digging this bug meat.
Yep. So both of you would recognize them as ornamental. They're definitely not for battle. Relly, you would see that these are funerary helms. These are worn in funeral processions, specifically in dwarven culture.
These are dwarven. They're too pretty to be of any use, really, but they're used when somebody dies. They're like for ceremonies when people pass away. I wonder
They
why
have no
do it.
use but ornament to be adorned for those lament.
That was really good, actually. I really liked that one.
A good dwarf is a dead dwarf. Are we in some sort of tomb, perhaps?
Uh-oh, I think we lost Dylan. You
No.
could reason that out. You're potentially in a tomb. Come back.
Does it smell like death or decay or bones or rot or anything like that?
In this room, it does not.
Okay.
It smells very musty. Like this room in particular is not well used, which doesn't make sense based on its like structure, like what it's typically for.
Feeling pretty confident and happily munching away on this leg, even though Ratbite can't really see as far as the elves can. He's going to start kind of striding forward into the room. He's still got Shatterspike out, and he's still got, like, the other hand is not on a sword. The other hand is definitely clutching that piece of bug and just chomping into it.
Okay.
I don't know if I should call an Umberhulk a bug per se, but I think we all know what I mean.
It's a big bug.
I mean, right?
It's a bug.
Since Dylan's having some technical difficulties right now, and it's right about our halfway mark, let's go ahead and take advantage of this time to take a break.
Okay, awesome.
All right, everybody, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Sorry for the bugged out display right now. No pun
Yeah,
intended.
bugs.
I'm here, and I'm here, and I'm here,
And then
and I'm here.
Woo!
All right.
Everywhere.
We'll see y'all at about 8:55, or I guess 9:55 Eastern time.
9:55.
Yep.
All right. Be back in a second.
I love that.
Yeah. And then the walls will ooze green slime. Oh, or the Squidward, right? Yeah. The slash springing. The slash hashing. The hand slinging slasher. Ah, spiders! Ah, spiders! Rotate to different shapes. Yes. Yes. Yeah. No. No. No, no, no. You're not bringing Pibble back. No, no, no. No Pibble. A Pibble variant? I mean, I can do a Pibble variant. Cool. Yeah. Cool. We're good. All right, folks.
Twisted
We are
transistor.
back. Sorry for the random insertion of sound. Don't worry. Dylan will be back. His internet exploded because lightning and storms and things. So he was not able to come back this session, but he will be back next session. But as I've put in his box, keep calm, I'm not dead yet. All right. So as you enter this large shrine room, I believe Ratbite was approaching the altar, and as he's approaching, all of you are moving forward toward this space. You hear a
Turn around.
That can't be good.
when you turn around, Beldroff's gone,
That... Are we missing someone?
and his lights with him.
Oh, it just got really dark. I can't see.
Ratbite's eyes would kind of gleam out from the darkness, just these sinister-looking yellow orbs. I know not how our friend was taken, but I suggest that we all hasten.
I agree.
I pull out my bag and I dig through it and I find a torch.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. Torchlight. Classic.
yay!
It's not magical, but it'll get the job done.
All right. So you guys are looking at these funerary helms. You kind of have to be careful. There's a lot of broken glass around this place. There's the large looming like sculpture essentially in the wall. It's this metallic mountain with a blue eye in the middle of it. So it's a large blue gem. And there's nothing on the altar at the moment. However, if you'd like to take a closer look at it, you can.
I will take a closer look at it.
Okay. Roll investigation.
Okay. Okay.
D&D Beyond, you guys.
14.
14. Okay. You kind of put your torch light out over top of it. As you do, you see kind of like almost steam rise up off of it, almost like it had ice on it. And the heat
Oh.
from your fires like melting it.
I put a hand on the wall.
Okay. Wait, on the wall or on the altar?
Whatever the steam is coming off of.
The altar, yeah.
Yeah.
So you put
The
your hand on
altar.
the altar. It is really cold.
And the temperature, like in the surrounding area, isn't.
It's normal, yeah. It's cool because it's underground, but it's not
Right.
particularly cold.
This is interesting.
I don't like how cold this is.
I wonder what could be the cause to make it feel so beneath my paws.
Hmm.
Divrin, make a perception check.
Alright, come on, use your roguey skills. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, 25. 25.
25, jeez. Okay. So once again, nothing escapes you in this room. Your eyes are wide and you're just like, your head's on a swivel.
I have the power.
So the big eye, the big blue eye gem, the pupil of it, so the dark portion of it in the center, has actually shifted downward and makes it appear as though it is looking at your Aarakocra friend.
I never thought that I would die on account of a giant wall-mounted eye.
Oh, also to your left and right, there are like what look like partially man like forged or carved tunnels that have been expanded by newly dug tunnels.
Hmm.
So it's like a what would normally be a half circle from coming from up from the ground is now like Mickey Mouse ears.
Hmm.
Can
Investigate, but please be thorough. I worry what has been here to burrow.
I roll for insight? Maybe give us an idea of which way to go. Different looks at the different tunnels.
Yeah,
For
with how well your
information.
perception check's been, yes. Roll insight.
Thanks. So for insights, we're going calculator mode, guys. That's how good it is. 26. 26.
Insightful.
I've rolled a 17. And my insight is +9.
It's over 25.
It's over 25.
Yeah, it's over 9,000. Okay.
It's over.
The one on the left, yeah. Well, I don't want to crush my glasses. I like them. But so the one on the left looks like it's kind of fallen apart. Like there's bits of debris and stuff falling down from the ceiling of it. The one on the right looks very stable. No movement there.
So the one that's unstable, would we think something has just been through it recently, or
Yes.
have made it like that?
You would think it is unsafe / freshly made. The one on the right looks a little bit better made, more well traveled, but is not currently hasn't had any recent activity. I guess is the best way to put it.
I vote we take the path that's sturdy. What say you, dear guide and birdie?
Well,
Perhaps the one. What do we think has made this? Another giant bug that we can eat, or something worse? Like,
It
what
looks-
does my almighty insight check give me?
It looks like they were made by the same things. Looks like possibly like more Umber Hulks were back here.
Since we've just fought them, it would appear more have come through here. I vote we take the path less traveled.
Relly,
I
did you want to
agree.
look at anything else up there?
I'm
Like maybe the
really-
thing looking at you?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah. I'm
The
gonna,
giant eye
I'm
thing.
gonna look at the giant eye. And
Okay. Do you look into it?
I'm gonna
Nah.
pull out the pendant that I found earlier, and I'm just gonna put that on.
Oh, okay. Make a what would that be? Make an Arcana check for me.
Okay.
14?
Okay. You feel that the pendant you are wearing is linked to this this construct or whatever it is that's on the wall, and that if you were to unite them, something might happen.
Good, something bad, something uh-oh.
Something magical.
I don't feel any better about this.
Brace yourself for something odd. It is the norm when you deal with a god.
Free. Why don't you two go in the more stable tunnel for a moment? I want to try something.
I think that's a good idea while the
Go behind
fluffy
the blast
chicken
shield.
tries out.
Listen,
Very well, I will stand clear. I'll watch you die from over here.
but I'm gonna
Everyone's
trust
just gonna stand at the mouth of the cave, at the opening, just in case he has to like run in and save her because she's probably gonna get herself killed. So
Yeah. Before that happens, I am
it's
gonna
on
cast
standby.
Healing word on myself at 3rd level.
Smart,
It-
smart.
He's on standby for emergency rescue. So
That's 3. So 4 is 8. It's 11 plus 5 is 16.
Ooh.
So I get 16 points back. So I will take that and call it done. And then as I watch them go into the sturdier tunnel. Just
okay. Stay there.
and I will put the medallion with the eye.
Okay. So as you put the medallion up to the eye, the pupil of it gets really big. It looks like it's excited by this, and then you get it close enough to where it touches, and as soon as you do, it goes just all bright blue.
Oh.
And the eye itself disappears, and the gem is just lit up with blue light. And it projects the light out in beams, and you see before you small phantasmal images of rooms with things moving in them.
uh-oh.
Ooh.
And they're all around
What?
you, kind of in a sphere.
Have you triggered some sort of trap, or is that another form of ghostly map?
I think you're right. I think it might be a map. I don't think it's a trap. It doesn't feel like one.
These are really cool runes, though. Do I recognize them?
You do recognize some of them. So you have the rooms that you've previously been in have like the bathing area has the dead Umber Hulks in it. Then you've got the entrance area. You have the small hallway. It looks like there's like a little. It's almost like a camera eye view, looking down on things. And you also see a library that looks like it has some creatures running around in it. It looks like dwarves. What else do you see? You see several rooms that have large smashed-in doors. You see one room that has nothing in it but one whole wall is made up of doors that are closed, and it doesn't have any tunnels in it. But every other room seems to have some form of tunnel in it except the library. What else do you see? You see a workshop. It's got like a forge in it, along with like maybe a few tools. It's kind of hard to tell. It's a little fuzzy. What else do you see? You see what looks like a large collection of soldiers in one room. They're not moving. They're all stationary. And then you see several what look like donkeys in another room.
Donkeys!
Interesting. Do either of you have paper and a quill, maybe?
I do.
Oh, do you? Do you think
Perhaps,
you
perhaps
could?
we should make a copy of this.
I agree.
Divrin will go in there and he'll take a bit of parchment and a little bit of ink and try to make a crudely drawn copy of what they're seeing.
Okay.
Ratbite is still just noisily chomping away on the Umber Hulk leg, and he'll come over, like, arguably too close during the map making process, maybe enough so some of the juices kind of spatter the parchment, and point out some
Do
of the
you
rooms.
mind?
We should avoid these armored masses, and I'm very curious about these asses.
Can we just personal space? It's a concept you do not seem to have learned. He's gonna levitate a little bit up so the juices don't keep spilling on him.
Ratbite's ASMR video.
While the drawing is happening, I'm trying to preen and get some of the Umber Hulk gunk out of my feathers.
Okay. That's good. You can use the oils to help.
Excellent. I do.
What do the oils smell like? I imagine they'd be very pungent to rat bites.
They smell like clove.
Like garlic clove?
No. Like clove. Like
Um.
cinnamony.
It's a very pretty smell, and I like it.
Nice as it smells, other things will also smell it as well. If you didn't think of that before.
This is just to get the gunk out of my feathers. It'll come off in a second. It's an oil.
What it does is as it goes down, it magically separates and seems to be attracted toward the clumps of goop on you, wraps around them, and then like flows off of you.
Oh, that's so much better. Oh, okay.
I
Can you
do not
bathe
mean to damper your
Ratbite?
mood, but I will agree, you smell like food.
Don't try to eat me. I have more Umber Hulk in my bag.
Perhaps we could just douse him in the oils and roll him into a corner somewhere. He's still working on the map.
Doggy like bath time. All right.
He's a little irritated by the splashes on his clothes. Disgusting.
We'll take care of that later. I'll help you with it.
So just as a quick overview, just so you can write it down, you see the like smashed wardrobe room, the bathroom, the room you're currently in, which it just shows you guys because it's the view from that big eye. And then you see a room that has just a lot of debris in it with several tunnels. You see a workshop with a tunnel in it. You see a library with dwarves in it. You see a room with donkeys in it that are not moving. You see a room
That's concerning.
has no tunnels in it, just one wall that's made of two giant doors. And you see another one that is full of soldiers that are not moving. And that's what you see.
I've
Oh.
not known dwarves who care for books. I thought them smiths and soldiers and cooks.
I do indeed find that strange.
Mm. Well, should we go check out the library? Or the workshop, maybe?
Now, this doesn't reveal to you how they're connected.
Oh. Which brings us back to the question, which tunnel are we taking?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can
Perhaps-
mold some of the earth and maybe make the tunnel a little more structurally sound, or I can try.
I do not wish to fight any more of those things. I'm filthy enough as it is. I don't think I can stand to continue to watch him eat any more of them.
I'll try not to cook them next time.
Thank you. Perhaps we should take the more stable tunnel.
Okay.
All right. So we're all agreed we're taking the right tunnel,
Yes.
or the correct
This
tunnel.
decision, it was not overly rushed, but I'm glad we've decided not to be crushed.
Okay. Doo-doo-doo. So,
Sorry.
no, go ahead.
Although, since there are two tunnels, I don't want anything following us. So I'm going to cast Mold Earth, which is a cantrip. And I'm going to collapse that left tunnel.
Okay. After you cast it a few times, you are able to collapse the tunnel because the tunnel is very large. It's like
Okay.
about 10 feet wide by 8 feet tall.
Okay.
But you are able to just kind of like take bits off the wall and off the floor and just make it more unstable so that it kind of crumbles in on itself. When you do that, you hear behind all the rubble kind of a. It's like almost a yelp-ish noise that's way lower than a dog's.
Oh. Well, I'm really glad that nothing will be following us now.
What do you
I am
think that
certain I heard
was?
something moan. No doubt a creature calls that home.
Can I roll some sort of check to see if I know what that noise was?
Yeah, can roll a nature check.
A nature check? What's my nature?
Could I also roll a nature check?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ooh, that makes a dirty 20.
Oh.
Because my nature check is +1 and I rolled a 19.
Oh. I rolled a 15 plus 8 is a 23.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Show
Ratbite
off.
doesn't care.
Yeah. Everybody's like, something. Oh, that's behind a bunch of rocks now.
He's probably most of the way done this hunk of leg at this point. Like that's what he's working on right now.
He's starting
I pull out another and hand it to him.
The chomping begins anew.
to.
Perhaps it will keep him quiet.
It's
So,
like taking care of a hatchling.
you guys think maybe that was a cloaker?
Oh. Oh, snap.
So, cloakers are typically creatures that lie in wait for their prey.
Mm.
Well, no more waiting.
That does sound like the cloakers.
You know they can't burrow though, so you probably
Sucks for him.
felled it.
I feel better about doing that. I wasn't quite sure initially, but
Typically, I do not compliment lesser beings, but perhaps that was a fairly intelligent move.
thank you. I've always been praised for my intelligence and my wisdom. I was the smartest in my tribe.
Didn't ask for your story. I just so should
Oh,
we
I thought I'd tell you
continue?
anyway.
Yep.
Ratbite like raises the Umber Hulk leg. You have crushed a dangerous foe. Good for you. Way to go. And then start going down the other tunnel.
All right, cool. So you start going down the other tunnel. The smell is very stale in here. I want to try and make sure I describe the smell for you because I know he operates alone on smell. It's very stale. The air is not moving in this area. It seems like no one's gone down here for a little bit. You cross over into like an open kind of it's like a circular area. Okay, above you is a dome. The floor is alabaster white, and it's very chalky, but it doesn't come off onto you. It's just very like soft and smooth, texture-wise.
What purpose serves this antechamber? I suspect we're in for danger.
You always think we're in danger.
Although he has been right, we have been in danger since we got in here.
Coincidence. Pure coincidence.
To your left and right are small hallways that lead to normal-sized doors. In front of you, there is a very large gilded door.
I'm not opening another door. It's someone else's turn. And he just stands there with his arms crossed.
Such a thing I would expect to be locked, but I suppose I can walk and knock. And then Ratbite would kind of make his way up to it, and then using the back of his knuckles that's still holding the Ember Hulk leg, just kind of rap on the oversized door to see if anything happens.
Okay. When you knock on it, there's a very largely echoous sound. The whole door kind of vibrates, but nothing else happens. It's just
Is it unlocked?
Is there a handle or anything that I can see?
There are two ring handles. Both of them have sculpted hands on the ends of them, kind of like fists holding rings.
Okay.
Very heavy, but you can lift them.
Ratbite will drop the piece of Amber Hulk and kind of just wipe his hands all over his fur and all over his armor, doing the best to, like, I shouldn't even say doing the best, doing a mediocre job at wiping them off. Mediocre at best. And he would sheath Shatterspike, and actually I take that back. He would not sheath Shatterspike. He would switch it over to his right hand and then kind of position himself sideways, and then try to use the left hand to give the door a pull to see what happens, just keeping Shatterspike up and ready in case he's got to stab at whatever's on the side.
Okay. The door is extremely heavy. Make a strength check for me.
This is not gonna go well. That is a 2 + 4 for 6.
You tug on it. You're able to lift up the ring, but as you tug on it, it just barely moves a little bit and then like settles back into its place.
It's as if this whole thing's mired in sludge. No matter how I pull, the door will not budge.
Well, Here. Wait a second. And I will come up and I will cast Enhance Ability.
Okay.
And I will give him Bull's Strength.
Ooh.
You now have advantage on strength saves or strength checks.
Can
that
I?
Bit of,
Oh, go ahead.
that bit of strength you feel is what the rest of us feel on a daily basis.
Definitely different.
May I try again with this boon of strength that I've been given?
Certainly may. I don't see why not.
Now I do this with advantage, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, that is a 7 and a 12 plus strength is +4. So 16, that's still not great.
It's all right. It's a lot better than 6.
True.
So, Ratbite starts pulling back on this door, and it's moving. It's moving very slowly, and he's just like backing up on his haunches, pulling. It's very slowly moving. You feel like if you were to help him a little bit, it would open a little easier.
I will go and pull with him.
Okay.
Different just watches.
Me with my +1 strength. Rolled a 16 though, so 17.
Ooh.
Cool. As soon as you help him, it just like starts like moving twice as fast. Shocker. Uh,
No way.
super strong bird. Um, and
Caca.
as it as it comes back toward the other, like the outer wall, you guys are finding yourself being squished between it and the wall if you keep pulling.
I go to the other side and I push.
I too get out of the way.
I was gonna say you're gonna squish Rat Bite. Wow, how the tables turn.
Bye.
First I do as you wish, now you attempt to make me squish?
Bye, Rockabite.
Say goodbye.
Night,
Yes.
Rockabite.
Yeah. Shh. So as it like hits the wall, you know, just kind of like vibrates up against the wall with almost like a gong-like sound. The ring itself catches a hook you didn't even notice. It just and it stays open.
Oh.
When you look in, you see this huge room that has absolutely nothing in it, except for on the opposite wall are even bigger doors. The whole wall is made of door.
This place is ever causing me trouble. We find naught but puzzle after puzzle.
This. Okay. And every single wall is doors.
No. The far wall
The far
is
wall.
made of two giant doors. The whole wall. Every other wall is just limestone. It has sconces on it, but it's dark.
I'm going to take my torch that I put on the ground while I was moving the door.
So I guess yeah.
And-
Sorry, your bird would only see room.
I will take my torch and I will go inside.
Cool. As you step in it, you hear your claws kind of just like echoing through this room.
Really need to trim those. Are there torches in the sconces?
There are.
I will go up to them and I will light them with my torch to kind of light up the room.
Okay.
I would have advised you to hesitate before our location you alert with my illuminate. That was rough.
You've been doing pretty good so far. I'm not gonna knock you. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're able to light them. They seem ready, not very well used. Each one's probably like 30, 40 feet apart. They're very large. The one you're holding is just like a normal sized person torch. These are huge torches. They're about the size of a person.
These are very big.
That's slightly concerning.
The door is also very big. What uses this?
Perception check, maybe? What is Divrin see in this room when he walks in and starts to investigate?
Why would you expect to see something? Go ahead.
Dark vision. There's got to be something. Giant room. Giant treasure.
Sorry, really quickly, speaking of investigation, I have to go investigate what the heck made that noise. I will be right back.
Okay. Big room, big treasure, right? Big risk, big reward.
Yes.
Things. Not
Okay.
good big things.
What is your check? With a roll of
Let's
you see.
do investigation.
No. You gotta do perception.
Let's do investigation. Perception. Okay,
Gotta
fine.
do perception.
Perception.
Yeah, gotta do perception. 'Cause
What
you're
do
not,
I
You're not
perce-
looking
what do
at
I
a specific
perceive?
thing.
Come on. Get the calculator. It's late here, so I'm going to use that as my excuse for my bad math. 24.
Jeez.
Hold on. I will even hold it and turn it as proof that it landed on a 15.
Is there anything
And
those
then
elf eyes don't see?
No.
Apparently not.
Bam. I'm a drow This is what we do. This is the Underdark. This is my realm.
All right. So, the drow has rolled a 24 perception as, par for course. So, all right. What you see in this room, it's just a big empty room. It has torches not only on floor level where you're at, but it's so tall that there's yet another set of them. You're not sure how someone of normal size would get up there. The ceiling is vaulted, and on the other side there are large, now that the light's kind of hitting them, they're golden doors, similar to the ones behind you, but they don't have any handles on them. And there's a smaller set of doors carved into the middle of them.
There's doors in the doors?
There's doors and doors and doors.
I ask myself what sort of creature would construct this manner of feature.
A big
A
one.
giant with slaves?
Probably.
On the door, you see another mountain with an eye.
Perhaps Relly should check this out with your magical map amulet.
Sure. Do I still have the amulet, or was it absorbed into the eye in the last room?
No, you still have it. As soon
I
as
still
you
have it.
stop touching it with it, whoop, shut off.
Then I will go up to the eye, and I will put the medallion at the new eye.
All right, so you're gonna walk a little ways.
I will fly.
You're gonna fly. That's a good choice.
I will fly.
All right,
Divrin will levitate with her so she's not alone.
leaving poor Ratbite to fend for himself.
Ratbite is using Umber Hulk. He's
He can-
fine.
Right?
He
No,
can
no.
run after us.
Okay, so you fly up, which is good because the eye is about 30 feet off the ground. So you fly up to it. It looks at you.
Hello?
The kind of snake-like eye iris narrows.
Once again, this living symbol. Questions prosper and answers dwindle.
I don't know if I have any dwindling questions. I have a lot more than I did before. This is really weird. Okay.
And I put the medallion up to the eye.
Okay. When you do, it glows blue, and the doors split. But they don't split like a seam. They crack. And the ones at the bottom blow out like an explosion. And there's a nice hole in the bottom of the door now. Ratbite, I need you to make a dexterity save for me.
Okay.
As pieces of door go flying past you.
Pieces of door. That's going to be a 7 plus, I think, 2. Plus 2. So 9. That's not going to be very good. I get skewered by door.
Yep, these large pieces of gold door go. They're like large and heavy, and they tumble at you. And you take 9 bludgeoning damage.
So Ratbite's going to snarl up at his floating compatriots. A warning, you could at least have spoken before this magic door you'd broken.
I didn't know it was going to do that. I thought it was
You
going
were-
to blow like the last one.
If you weren't a lesser creature, perhaps you could levitate or fly. He's going to wind up killing Divrin at some point in
Yeah,
time.
like-
Divrin is just like digging his own grave.
You're such a good team.
He's gonna get slaughtered.
So
Oh.
high above with haughty speech. Come say it again within my reach.
Okay.
Certainly.
Okay. Listen. Listen. We've already lost the paladin. We're not going to lose either of you two. Calm down.
It would be a shame to lose the knoll. You're
Chill.
right.
Chill. No,
So Divrin just
chill.
chuckles and I mean, he's levitating 30 feet in the air. What's he gonna do?
Well, below you,
Uh,
you have a hole. Like a mouse hole in a wall.
I understand.
Uh-oh. What's on the other side? So, what do you see, Ratbite? Look into the hole.
Ratbite would stow the hunk of Umber Hulk to the best of his ability, and he'll reach into his bag and take out one of his throwing nets and kind of have that primed and ready in one hand while he's got Shatter Spike in the other, and very cautiously approach the door, kind of like whirling the bola portion of the net so it's ready to throw in case something rushes out at him or if he sees something that he wants to throw it at.
Okay. How far does your dark vision go up?
60 feet.
Okay, perfect. So as you approach the door, you start to see into the next room. The next room matches the shape. So it's very similar to the last room, but it is full of stuff. There is so much stuff in here. The first thing that you're going to see is what looks like a dwarf in full plate armor, or excuse me, scale mail, holding a battle axe and looking at you.
Is he alive? Like a regular dwarf, or is this a stone carving?
Make an insight check.
That is 11 plus 4 for 15.
All right. This is probably a statue. It's not really moving, but it's very lifelike, high detail. And once
Do
you
you
realize
see anything?
that, you can see more behind him.
What I see's made nothing clearer. That room is this one's cluttered mirror.
This is really good.
I will come in behind Ratbite with my torch, kind of shine up and take a look.
Divrin's gonna take up the rear.
Okay. All y'all make a perception check. Or, I'm sorry, investigation.
That's a 12 plus 0 for me.
Could have been so good, and it wasn't. 9.
Yeah, I got a 15. I got a 15.
So 9, 15. What was yours, Jesse?
12.
12. Okay. So on this statue, Divrin, you see another one of those little pendants with the mountain in the eye. The symbol of Dumathalin.
Divrin's going to take this one off and look at it closer.
As soon as you touch it.
I hate my life.
Where is everyone in this room?
Ratbite would be, I mean, within net throwing range to that statue, I guess. So about 30 feet-ish from the first statue that he saw walking in.
So are you nearest the door?
I don't know. I would have to imagine. That's up to my flying compatriots, I guess, really.
I would be close to Ratbite because I was looking at whatever he was looking at.
Basically, what I want to know is, are you on the entrance side of this dwarf statue, or are you behind him already looking at other things?
Oh,
Entrance side.
Yeah, I was at the entrance side.
Okay. Everybody make a
Yeah.
dex save.
A dex save.
That is, hey, that's actually good. That's
Thank God it's a dirty 20.
Natural 20.
I got a 16 plus 2 for 18.
All right. So, what you all hear as Divrin takes this amulet is a large ka-chunk as something turns and you hear gears clink, 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 and another ka-chunk. And the floor beneath you falls out. So, Divrin and Relly, you're able to kind of catch yourself and hover, right? Ratbite, you're near the edge of it, and you're able to kind of grab the ledge.
I will help pull him up.
Divrin grabs the top of his head, the hair, by a handful, and sort of help stop him from falling.
I owe you thanks, my flying friends. 'Twas nearly now just Ratbite's end.
I'm glad you're okay too.
Aww.
We need you to carry things. You can't die yet.
Still like your poetry.
Ratbite is going to lick the bird on the face.
I will
If you
need to
do
clean that
that-
again.
If you do that to me, I promise you will lose your tongue.
As you say that, you hear a hissing noise from the bottom of this newly formed pit. And a cloud rises up out of it. This gas.
Can we get him out of the way of the gas as it comes up?
Does
Okay.
it smell like anything?
Do you want to smell it?
I don't think-
Kind of. I don't want to be huffing it just in case, but like, what is this?
Yeah, dead.
So if you give it a sniff, like from a distance, it smells like burning the inside of your nose.
No, I don't like that. I will cast Gust of Wind.
Okay. Okay.
It
You're able to
disperses gas or vapor.
blow it. It blows through the hole you came in through. It goes and goes into the previous room.
Yeah,
If you look at the bottom of the pit,
I do. I want
There.
to look.
are lots and lots of bones.
Do we see
Ratbite.
anything else besides bones?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do I see shiny things?
You see, actually, yeah, you do. You see, well, not really shiny, but like metallic things. There are some weapons and armor down there among some of the skeletons.
I mean, I can go down and get something if you guys want anything, but I don't see any reason to go down there.
Through those bones, I'd gladly wait for the chance at a more enchanted blade.
Well, I don't know if I can find anything that's magical. I mean, I can find something if I know what it is already, but
If you do so with care. I'd not have your bones join those already there.
oh, thank you for your concern. I will be very careful.
Is there another door on the other side of this pit?
Is there a ledge that we can like set Ratbite on? Because I guess
So-
we're still floating.
The layout of the room is you have the hole in the door you came through.
Mhm.
That immediately meets the pit. The pit is kind of like trapezoidal in nature at that entrance. And right at the edge of the pit is that first dwarf statue. And then everything else in the room is behind that pit. So the pit is just in front of where you came in.
Okay.
If only I had known to avoid this godforsaken trapezoid.
Oh, it's a pun too, because it was a trapezoid.
Ah, it is too. At your joke, Ratbite pauses for a second, then blinks, and then just like throws his head back and cackles.
By
I'm
the gods, that's annoying.
I think it's kind of fun, actually.
I'm going to take my torch and I'm gonna fly up towards the ceiling and see if I can at least cast a dim glow throughout the room. Maybe?
Well, I've yet to describe the room for you, so let me do that real quick. My
okay.
bad. When you look behind you after looking down into this pit, what you see is essentially a stone army of dwarves that are all in full scale mail, and they are all carrying battle axes and spears and what else do they have? Glaives and assorted weaponry. that they are all holding on to. Those are not made of stone and appear to be real. Among what else is in this room? In the back of the room, there is a very large triptych, which is like an art piece of. It basically looks like it's like a ancient poster board, like. So three different pictures on them, each depicting what looks like a dwarven king, but can't quite see it all that well. It's kind of far. It's behind this army of guys.
Do any of the portraits of the kings look anything like the one statue that's off by itself?
The helm that the statue that's off by itself has does look similar to the one being worn by the king. Very like.
I do not know
Gothic.
of dwarven emblems, but I see that this and that resemble. And he'll point from like the statue to the portrait.
Oh, it is very similar.
Do see a similarities between the two.
Perhaps these soldiers wait for commands from their king's voice or his upraised hands.
Is the helmet removable?
You want to try to remove it?
Yeah, I'll fly back and try.
Okay. Yeah. You can take it
Bird,
off.
be careful.
I will. I'm still flying when I do this, by the way. I'm completely anticipating another trap.
Pull it off. Yes, you can pull it off.
Divrin's gonna grab the back of Ratbite's shirt just in case we need to levitate. Don't move.
Deposit me, you darkened elf. Place me down like a thing on a shelf.
Would you like to join the bones? I can let go.
No, don't let him go. Here. Here, why don't you try the helmet on? I don't think it will fit my head.
I'd rather not. It's probably dirty.
You guys make an
I don't-
investigation check for me.
That's a 6 from Ratbite.
Are we all making an investigation?
Because you're all
15.
kind of like in close proximity of this helm. Say 15?
15, yeah.
Investigation 15?
All right. So, Divrin and Relly, this helmet is made of mithril.
Oh, this is a really nice helmet. But it's metal.
No one would leave such a thing just lying around. I suspect a trap.
I mean, maybe. But I think
Perhaps-
the trap was the trapezoid.
This was not left here without care. These men are armed and armored, prepared.
Perhaps the Knoll should try it on and see what happens. Are you brave enough?
Could you use him as a guinea pig? It's messed up.
As a druid, I cannot wear metal, so I can't wear it.
I'm a drow. I don't wear dwarven trash.
This is not trash. You know just as well as I do that mithril is amazing. Even I can appreciate it.
It can be sold.
It can be sold. That is very true. It is very shiny.
If upon my head this item I place, I keep it when we leave this place.
I
You
care
can-
not.
Okay.
So then Ratbite will put it on. Just carefully, slowly checking it out, I guess.
Okay.
And as he puts this on, I'm going to cast guidance on him, just in case.
It's like the voice slowly gets higher and higher. Yeah, it's fine.
As it touches his head, Different's gonna just clap his hands loudly to try to make him jump.
Bristles.
Okay.
I thought I saw a bug.
I hate
bugs.
When you put the helmet on, it is a little small for your head, but nothing happens.
Free
This
hat.
It
this
closes
helm
down on
is
your
tight
ears.
and awful snug. I feel like the insides of that ugly bug.
There. It doesn't look like it would fit your head very well. I wonder.
Cut some ear holes.
It was not designed for a one with a snout. If there's no purpose here, I'd like to get out. And then he'll start pulling it off.
I'll help him take it off. Is there any magical aura to this? Is there?
It does not appear to be magical.
Okay.
The deal was, in order for you to keep it, you had to wear it.
We did not specify a length of time. I'm keeping this. This thing is mine.
Different just shrugs and smirks.
Out of here.
He still has the amulet, right? Like, does Different still have the amulet that he
Yeah.
took from the statue?
There you have it.
Oh, he puts that on. It's on now.
Oh, it's on now.
It's on now.
It certainly
Twinsies. Oh God, not again.
is.
These things were all placed here with care. Perhaps the helm and charm are paired. And then Ratbite would just like shove the helmet onto the guy, like currently wearing the amulet, just to see if the two of them needed to go together for something to happen.
You'll pay for this later, dwarven trash.
Science.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have I muscled your hair? Go ahead. Ask me if I care.
Difference just gonna levitate away. Then, if the wearer gets to keep this helm, I suppose it's mine now.
Though I have not yet emblazoned my name, you know full well I've made my claim.
It looks nicer on me.
I can't wait for a fight with rhyming words. This is great.
It's like a rap battle.
Right.
The
When you
rune
put it on the drow, nothing happens. The amulet does not do anything.
Is there anything else that was on the statue that's removable?
There is scale mail on it, and he is carrying a battle axe.
I suppose if you believe these things are truly connected, I could take the rest of the things off of the statue and put them on. If you wish me to model for you.
I admit it is only a guess, but I would assume the secret lies in battle dress.
I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna regret this. Different puts it on. He puts it all on and takes the axe.
All right. So you strip the statue. When you do,
Is it?
the statue sinks into the ground very slowly. And all the soldiers turn from you to each other, and they move to form a hallway straight up to the triptych.
Well, I am nobility. So I feel like I'm gonna die.
So the armor on you doesn't do anything. It is when you take it all off the statue that something happens.
It's just gone.
Yeah, the statue sinks into the floor.
Is there anything left from where it was? Like, is there a mark where the statue was sitting?
I mean, there's like it's kind of like a stone tile, like where it was.
Bird, touch it. Different doesn't really
my-
want to stand on it.
I will take my sickle and just ding, 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 ding.
Anything?
Do you get close-ish to it?
I get close enough to touch it with my sickle.
Okay. as you reach up and you kind of dink 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 on it, um, nothing happens in the first time you touch it, but then you see that pendant sort of kind of glow, and then an arc of like what looks like blue lightning shoots from it to your sickle. Your sickle glows blue,
Oh,
and it transmits that energy down into the ground. You see it kind of swim like a fish all the way up this hall, up to the triptych, and it you see the center portion of the triptych explode, and it fills this chamber with this giant explosion.
great.
And with that,
I literally like the sickle is on the tile. I just go, great.
Playing dress up with dwarven wear was a bad idea.
with that, we will end it for tonight.
Oh,
Yay!
So fun.
Yay, but so
So
scared.
fun.
I feel like we're playing that game where you jump up and down and go, this is so fun. This is so fun. I'm trying not to laugh.
it's so fun.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching tonight. You can catch us again next Wednesday, and we will finish up this adventure with our lovely party. Hopefully, Dylan will be able to join us. I know he's been having internet problems, but we'll see what happens in a week.
Storms, man.
Sounds
I know
good.
they're awful.
Thank you, DM, for running for us. It was a wonderful session.
thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
No, thank you
It
guys.
was
You guys are
great.
awesome. I've been your DM for this evening. No tweet, Sean. Sean, I'm a nurse out of Houston, but I love playing D&D, and I'm starting up a voice acting side gig, so we'll see how that goes. I'm just starting, so it'll be fun.
That's awesome.
These are my wonderful players. Let's start with Kate.
Okay. I'm Kate. Again, you can find me on Twitch and Discord at Kate's and D8s. You can find me on Twitter at Kate's D8s. I actually work for a video game publisher by day, and
Ooh.
Lucky.
I do nerdy stuff like this, and I also do voice acting as a side hobby. We'll have to talk.
Nice.
All right, Chael.
I am Chael. You can find me on Twitter at Chael_not a mimic, because I'm not. Tons of D&D shenanigans there. Lots of D&D memes. I set plastic on fire for a living, and I play D&D all night long as much as possible. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wait. You catch plastic on fire? For a
Yeah, I
living?
want to hear about this. What is this?
I am a quality tech for a plastic recycling company, and I literally get paid to set plastic on fire or dust or anything else to figure out what it is. It's great. Literally fire. Like it's actual fire. It's burning.
That's fun.
Cool.
South rules, y'all.
Right?
All right, Jesse.
I am at Jesse Neon on Twitter and Punches and Dragons on Twitch for when I DM from time to time. I don't really do anything cool. I'm super close to finishing my first novel, which I'm excited about.
That's
and
super cool.
That's cool.
thanks. Besides that, I can be found generally wasting everybody's time on Twitter.
It's so fun.
Perfect.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching with us, and we'll catch you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Farewell.